Welcome to Blog to Your Talent. This is lesson 35, and we are on the topic of how to fail. This particular topic is a little different than the one we had before, new blogger mistakes. New blogger mistakes are more the kind of things that are annoying, but they're not critical. You can kind of overlook. This topic is the things that you can do to really tick your readers off and to guarantee that no one wants to follow you. So do not do this at all. And the first lesson in this topic is be tricky. If you want to fail, be tricky. And I mean by be tricky is exactly that. When you have a character that you read about in a book or a friend who's described as tricky, that's negative. Yeah. That means that they're not just confusing, they're deliberately trying to confuse you so you feel stupid and they feel smart.
And I'm sure we all know people like that where it's really hard to talk to them because they want to make it, maybe they want to just make themselves sound so smart, so they are using language that you completely don't understand, or you're trying to understand the context as they're talking, but takes so much work that you just wish they could speak at a normal level of understanding for someone who may not be in the know. So, and you just have to see your reader as someone who's learning alongside with you.
And this is a normal temptation for just about everybody, because at some point in time, as you get good at your talent, you realize that you do understand quite a bit more than your relatives, even maybe sometimes your parents.
So you want to sound smart.
So you want to sound smart, and maybe you want a little bit of revenge for people kind of making fun in the beginning of you trying to get good at that. Resist that temptation. This is not the way to get
it's
payback.
Not gain points.
No, what you want to do is become very good at your talent, and that's how you can show people that you were committed in the first place. Making them feel stupid is not the way to do it. So be very careful when you're writing that you are not making them just feel very awkward when they read it. So basically, by the time they finish this, they got to feel like they're smarter.
And this is something
right. This is very similar to all the other mistakes we're talking about. But when you're tricky, you're deliberately going overboard to do this. So do not do that. Don't be mean. Be kind. One thing I want you to do for this lesson as an exercise is to research 3 acronyms in your field of talent that you wish would have been a little more clearly defined. In a lot of forums, the experts again will throw around these terms, and sometimes they're just not very well explained. And so I want you as an exercise to dig in a little bit deeper. Previously you had an exercise where you wrote your first 3 definitions in the blog post entitled Definitions. So I want you to go back to that blog post, edit it, and add 3 more. But in this case, I want you to choose 3 difficult ones that you as a beginner wish experts would have explained a lot more.
A place that you would probably find this type of an activity, you would find it more in a forum than you would if you were to look up a Wikipedia article, most likely. Because in the forums, there is just language specific to your talent that you may not understand. So a good place, if you're having a hard time finding or coming up with these, then a good place to look is in a forum that is specific to your talent, that you've already been maybe a little bit active, or at least you've been watching conversations on.
And by asking the experts in that forum, they're going to be able to tell you exactly the definition.
I have an example of this. I know what I'm thinking. It's kind of like when you are reading and so maybe you're reading a blog post and somebody might just throw in all of the like BTW or LOL, and if you're new to that, you're thinking,
the texting acronyms.
The texting acronyms, and if you don't understand those, you just feel like, well, I don't understand this, and you just feel like, well, they're being tricky. If I go and ask my mom what that means, she doesn't know either. So you might need to, this is the type of, it's not necessarily the slang acronym type things that you're talking about, but I'm just giving a super easy example of probably the first time you saw LOL and you had no idea that meant laugh out loud. And so if
is that what it means?
So you would find that a lot more active on forums, but let's say that it wasn't just a conversation acronym in this case. It would be something related to your field of talent, but maybe it's newer, so you see it there. That's where you would see it, but you may or may not necessarily find it on Wikipedia.
Right, exactly. So this is going to be your, so make sure that they are acronyms that you wish had been explained sooner to you, and where you wouldn't have felt so awkward. So until the next lesson, happy blogging.
Happy blogging.